That's why sometimes I like to just go on the vacations where we do nothing and like just chill, like listen to the waves and like relax. Like I don't know, I need a day like that every now and then because I feel it more. I think that's another reason we kind of, I think, do this dance sometimes is because I need the recharge more than he does. He is like a machine that can just go, 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 which again, I argue that does not have its effects, especially long term. But I definitely feel it on a more short term basis. Like if I go this whole week, I'm about to feel this weekend tomorrow. I'm about to be like, dang, we did a lot of talking. Or I'm an introvert, so I like to have a day where I'm like not doing a lot of talking. So like I know that I'm probably going to feel a little bit drained tomorrow. And so I need to be very intentional for myself to give myself that downtime. And he doesn't always need that. So I feel like that's sometimes why we do this dance. But I've kind of come to the realization where it's like, okay, especially in these early mornings, he gets up at like 6 a.m. even on the weekends. And I'm like, no, that's my time to sit in the bed and do nothing. You can go over there. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm going to just sit in the bed and recharge for a little bit before I enter the world.
Yeah. Over 50% of Black Americans are unmarried, and only 2% of Black families in America have a net worth over $1 million.
We are on our journey to not only join that 2%, but grow that 2%.
Facts. I'm Devon Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game, with my beautiful co-host.
I'm Sinclair, aka the Health Nerd. You can go to our website at them4show.com, our Instagram at them4show, and our YouTube channel at Melanated Married Millionaires in the Making.
And welcome to the M4 Show. So this one is work-life balance.
Or lack thereof.
You got 2 minutes. 3, 2, 1.
So I'm very much a person that likes to try to achieve some type of work-life balance, in that we don't know how much time we have on this planet. We don't. So I am all for being in a grind season, to where we are kind of, we have those seasons where we're kind of putting our heads down and maybe not taking as many trips, or maybe not, having as many like weekends off. Like we're kind of in that season. Sorry, we're kind of in that season right now. But I am a person that still likes to, at any point, incorporate some type of like downtime. I just think even in these very kind of difficult seasons where we're busy seasons, I'll say the grinding seasons where we're working a lot. Like, I mean, literally this entire weekend we've been working. We worked for like 6 hours yesterday, tabling at an event. We're here doing this podcast today. Tomorrow's Monday. We start the week over again. So like even this, what? Okay, never mind. This is my time. But even during this time period, right, we have the rest of the day after this. We decided to do this podcast a little bit earlier so that the rest of the day we can chill. And also, like, anytime we have a free weekend, I'm always like, oh, what do you want to do? And his answer is always work. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, we have a free weekend. Like, why shouldn't we should go do something? We should not work. We should. Anyways, I have 30 seconds left. So that's why I am like the travel person. I like to get those vacations scheduled because I think if I don't push for us to do those things to kind of get ourselves out of that work mode, out of that grind mode, then we will just go, go, go. And he, I think, thinks that is the best way to go about it, and thinks that is just him naturally, which it partially is. But I also think that we both will benefit from having this break so that we can live as long as possible. That was rough. It was rough. I just had so much to say into that.
I know you did. It was very well said. So my mindset is we don't know how long we have on this planet to make our impact and really achieve our dreams, right? So I feel like we have like the same why, but it causes us to do different actions. To me, it's like if I have no idea when I'm gonna go, and this happened when we got into that car accident, right, in 2017. I won't, it's a long story because we don't have enough time, but long story short, like we could have lost our life in that car accident in 2017. And right after that, it really motivated me, like, oh, we need to start this board game, right? Because we could have left and the game would have never been created. And there's a long list of ideas that we both have. And in my head, if we're not actually taking action on those things, they won't come to fruition. And then the impact that those things can have won't happen. The other thing is, in order to, pay for the vacations that we do, in order to pay for the lifestyle that we want to do, we also need to put in that work, right? So there is a balance, but in order to even have the other side of the scale, you need to be putting in the work so that you can afford and pay for that other side of the scale. So I'm always in work mode to make sure that that next vacation we can do with no stress, that next house that we want to get, that dream house we can do, no stress. These 11 kids that we want to have who apparently don't want to work for the business, they still need to eat. They need to go to possibly college. They need to have, clothes on their back. So all that stuff we need resources for. So the work has a very direct purpose that goes towards it. Lastly, I really like, and I can't see my time. I really like, thank you, Queen. I really like the ability to think of something and put it out there into the world. Like it's semi-therapeutic to me to have an idea that's in my head and be able to actually get it out, even if it's just like an outline, if it's just a brain dump, like that, just like, that feels good. And don't let me actually get it out into the world and start selling it, even better. Okay, so we're at our 2 minutes where we're going to do a nice little back and forth on work-life balance, see if we can come to a compromise. Queen.
So like you said, we have the same why. We have the same, like, we're trying to create this impact. We created this podcast, like we're clearly trying to create an empire that we can pass down to future generations.
All right, we're going to get back to the episode in a second, but breathe. If you've ever had a brilliant idea, I'm pretty sure everybody just took a breath right there, right? Because we all have amazing ideas, but I got a question for you. What's stopping you from taking that idea and actually making it into a business, actually executing on your brilliance? My name is Devon Truvel, and in 2018, I was able to create, market, and sell my own product while still working a 9 to 5. And through the years, I've taken the lessons we've learned, the expensive webinars that I've gone to, and the dozens of business books that I've read, and I've discovered 7 simple steps to launch your business. If you're ready to take your business idea to the next level and make it real and start making profit from your passion, head to www.launchitcommunity.com and grab yourself the book. We've been able to make it very simple, affordable, and easier than ever to start that business while still working your 9 to 5. And we take entrepreneurs every single Friday and we talk to them. We teach them about how to use social media. We teach them about how to set up their Instagram account, how to use Shopify, how to use Printful, and other tools that can help you take your business to the next level, but not take tons of time away from your 9 to 5 and your busy life that you already have. So if you're ready to take that idea to the next level, make sure you head to www.launchitcommunity.com, get yourself a book, and join our free accountability calls. Now, let's get back to the episode.
But then I also think about, like, the fact that I want to meet my great grandkids, and I want to make sure that I'm around for as long as possible to be able to do that.
To your great grandkids.
I want to meet my great grandparents. I want to play with my great grandkids. I never met any of my great grandparents, so that's something that I always wanted to be able to do is meet my great grandkids and be able to see that lineage pass on. You have to be pretty healthy to do that. So I want to make sure, and of course, just being health focused, I feel like that is where I tend to butt heads even within myself, is that grind mode is not necessarily healthy because you're just always in that stress mode. Yes, I feel like we think like stimulation and stress are not the same thing, but they to the body can very much be the same thing. So even on like the off days when we're here on the podcast, like we're very much stimulated here. And so this our bodies don't know the difference between this and a regular work day. So I feel like it's just, if we're always go, 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 we are going to burn out.
I hear you, but I think I'm coming from the mindset of, like, I used to work long hours in the sun working on a farm. That type of stress is nowhere near the stress that I feel right now sitting down talking on a podcast. You know, it's like I feel you on like the work is hard, but I feel like the work isn't that hard. So some stuff that we do is very stressful.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of the work that we do inside of the office, the outlines, the creating flyers, the some of the Zoom meetings, like that is work that is really a blessing for us to be able to do and actually get paid to do. Like when I get to go out and just like talk to students, and sometimes they're able to afford us. Sometimes we do pro bono stuff and it's for the free, for the love. But sometimes they actually give us that check. I'm like, I got paid to just tell our story and talk about business and help people to dream. Like I would 100% do that for free. So yes, I think that's another thing that we are divided in, is like the work isn't stressful consciously.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it is stimulation, but it's not like stress.
And that is where the health nerd side of me is like, it does make a difference, but it still can lead to that same burnout, because yes, when it goes well, it's cool. But again, I'm trying not to get like super health nerdy here, but like your body's releasing cortisol regardless. And so it is that constant release of cortisol, whether it's from stimulation because you're just so excited to be talking to these kids, or because, you know, so-and-so didn't pay us and now we got to run around world, or whatever it is. You know, that can also release the same, you know, cortisol response just because it's a stressful situation.
Right.
So yeah, I feel like we just need to find, and that's why sometimes I like to just go on the vacations where we do nothing and like just chill, like listen to the waves and like relax. Like, I don't know, I need a day like that every now and then, because I feel it more. I think that's another reason we kind of, I think, do this dance sometimes, is because I need the recharge more than he does. He is like a machine that can just go, which again, I argue that does not have its effects, especially long term. But I definitely feel it on a more short term basis. Like if I go this whole week, I'm about to feel this weekend tomorrow. I'm about to be like, dang, we did a lot of talking. Or I'm an introvert, so I like to have a day where I'm like not doing a lot of talking. So like I know that I'm probably going to feel a little bit drained tomorrow. And so I need to be very intentional for myself to give myself that downtime. And he doesn't always need that. So I feel like that's sometimes why we do this dance. But I've kind of come to the realization where it's like, okay, especially in these early mornings, he gets up at like 6 a.m. even on the weekends. And I'm like, no, that's my time to sit in the bed and do nothing. You can go over there. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm gonna just sit in the bed and recharge for a little bit before I enter the world.
Yeah. So I want to talk about real quick, 'cause I know we're already over time on this one, but we've come to kind of two compromises, and it's an ongoing thing because I am an ongoing workaholic. But there's two compromises that we come to. One is when we're on vacation, I'm allowed to do work up until, is it 10 a.m., 11 a.m.?
It was at 11 a.m. if like, unless we have something planned early in the morning.
Right. Which I think works very well, because even on vacation, I'll still wake up at like 6, maybe 7 if I'm feeling like I deserve a little something. But that gives me 3 to 4 hours to put in some work to make sure that, we're engaging with customers for Play Black Wall Street, to see if there's any questions on the M4 show. Just make sure that things are flowing well on vacation. Then after that, it's all vacation time. Another kind of compromise that we're trying out this year or next year for the first time is we're going to see how it goes. For the first time, we're taking an entire month off. Off. Yeah, off. Let me backtrack that.
I was gonna be like, you heard it here. You heard it here, y'all.
No. By off, I mean we'll be traveling for an entire month on work vacation, but I'll still be working in those morning times. We'll still be doing the podcast on the weekends, but we're removing, hopefully, ourselves from most of the stress that we feel on the more day-to-day stuff. The programs and the speaking engagements will be stopping, and we'll be traveling the world, living life, still working a little bit remotely, but yeah. So we'll see how that works. Yeah. And I think that may be a thing that we do every single year, is we just go ahead and unplug for a month, recharge, travel. When we have kids, it can be traveling around the US. When they're old enough and working for the company, it can be traveling internationally. The kid that doesn't want to work for the company, they'll stay at grandma and grandpa's house.
Wrong.
I'm just kidding, Kendrick. Thank you for supporting the M4 show and our mission to increase the wealth of Black families.
If you received any value from this episode, any value at all, any, do us a favor and give us a like and subscribe on YouTube and Apple, Spotify, anything, all of them, all of them, wherever you're listening, go ahead and like and subscribe.
And after you like and subscribe, make sure you send this episode to at least one family that you really want to see win. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.